Thank you, gentlemen. Now, do we have some people here today for public comment? Okay, no one, seeing none. Any old business to come before the board, gentlemen? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. Our first item is to proclaim January as National Mentoring Month. We have Mr. Michael Mullins here with us. He's going to give us a little overview of this, and then I will read the official proclamation. Mr. Mullins.
Thank you. Youth Mentoring Program has no fees or services for any participant. Mentors meet with their mentees for at least 2 times a month for 4 hours. Mentors get interviewed and receive child safety training. The program provides mentors to a child for extra support, encouragement, and friendship. Every child can benefit by having an additional positive influence in their lives. We have found that youth matched in the program are less likely to start negative habits such as drugs or drinking. They are more likely to be successful academically and behaviorally in the schools. They are also more likely to build trusting relationships with their other people, such as family members and friends. Children that live in Clearfield County in the ages of 7 to 17 can benefit from this program. Right now I have 8 children waiting for a mentor. We need positive mentors for these children. Adults that are 18 and older can apply to be a mentor.
Thank you, and thank you, of course, for everything that the Children's Aid Society does. I will now read the proclamation proclaiming January as National Mentoring Month. Whereas the observance of National Mentoring Month began in 2002 to encourage individuals and organizations such as businesses, government agencies, schools, faith communities, and nonprofits to become more engaged in mentoring across the United States. And whereas a mentor is a caring and dependable adult who offers guidance, support, and encouragement to a child's social, emotional, and cognitive development and helps prepare children for day-to-day challenges. And whereas mentoring is focused on the development of competence and character of the mentee to promote positive outcomes and improved academic achievement, self-esteem, social skills, and career development. Whereas National Mentoring Month is an opportunity to raise public awareness of mentoring and the impact that it has on building a brighter future. Now, therefore, we, the Clearfield County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2026 as National Mentoring Month in Clearfield County and recognize those who serve as mentors and encourage citizens to promote awareness of youth mentoring. This is the 23rd day of December 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And I'll be happy to second that. Mr. Mullins, special thanks from us to you for what you and your organization does. I know if you talk to anyone who works for one of the local school districts, you know, they'll tell us about how important that is because so many kids are being raised, you know, with the decline of the traditional family, so many children nowadays are being raised by someone who's not a parent or parents. And how many folks do you have doing it right now? Do you know at the top of your head?
We have 8 matches total that are community-based, and I have 8 that need matched. And then in school-based, we saw an increase both in Clearfield and Du Bois where I have school-based mentoring. I'm up to 12 matches, 24 kids total over in Du Bois, and I have 8 matches, 16 total kids in Clearfield.
Mm-hmm.
It's up from last year. Both of them each had 5 total matches last year.
Okay, well, again, thank you, and I'll be happy to second the motion. I haven't. I can't remember.
Properly moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
And thank you so much for what you do. Would you like to get a picture?
We have this one to sign too, guys.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's the official Keller copy.
Those are,
Mike,
Yeah.
do you want me to take one and send it to you?
Sure.
Okay.
Back right beside us, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this,
I need to get a kick.
these are the official.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is this good?
Unless you want to crop me out of it.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, one more.
Well,
Thank you.
Have a great Christmas. Thanks, you too.
thank you, sir. Where did our elf go? But
I don't think you need to put up with this.
oh, you were
Feels like you're,
still ahead of me. Okay, next, item 2 on our agenda is to open bids for the Bridge Scour Protection Project. This is including
do you want me to open, or do you want to open?
you can open.
Oh, is that so you can laugh at me? First one is from Francis J. Pallo.
This will be for various bridges, county-owned throughout the county. Want me to open that?
No, I got it.
I do have a shiny, sharp object that is not called a knife.
Base bid price of $652,236. Your bid warrant. I didn't look yet, but. Yes. Thank you. The second bid is from CHD Enterprises. Total $555,500, and there is a bid bond. And the third is, and I apologize in advance, Kukarin. All right, contracting out of export.
It looks harder than it is. They've been around quite a while.
Bid $1,249,000. And bid bond is in there.
Contingent on those all meeting,
They would need solicitor and engineer review as well, just to ensure everything's there. But based on that, if everything's approved, the lowest bidder appears to be CHD Enterprises out of New Stanton. So we will send those to be reviewed, and I'll review.
do I have a motion to accept these bids tentatively going to CHD Enterprises out of New Stanton, contingent on solicitor and engineer review?
So moved.
I'll second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Consider agreement with Trinity Services Group. This is for the food service at the Clearfield County Jail.
Yes, you may recall, we had sent out a bid for proposals. We had received 2 back. The warden and I reviewed those, and ultimately, are requesting that Trinity, be awarded the contract. We currently use Trinity. They are making some upgrades. That was part of their proposal in there. As far as some of the equipment goes, the agreement is fairly similar to our prior agreement with them. I have reviewed it, as well as the responsibilities of the jail with the warden. No concerns, terminations and everything are in line with what prior practice has been. And if you recall, that would have been a sliding scale for the meal cost. It will be a one-year agreement with the option to renew for up to 3 years.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the agreement with Trinity Food Services? This is a 1 year with options for future years.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor? Aye. Item number 4, consider reappointment of Mike Hollabaugh to the Farmland Preservation Board for a 3-year term.
I'll be happy to move that we reappoint Mike Hollabaugh to the Family Preservation Board for a 3-year term. He has served the same very well for many years, and I think he does a good job when he's on it, so.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Consider encumbrance of liquid fuel funds.
We will be encumbering an additional $50,000 for that future project. It's the bridge rehab for Bloomington Avenue Bridge.
Okay, do I have a motion to encumber liquid fuel funds for the Bloomington Avenue Bridge project?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Our next will be to consider resolution 2025, number 11, adopting the 2026 budget and setting the millage. I will read the resolution, then I'm going to turn this over to Commissioner Glass. We do have some changes from the initial budget that was displayed. Resolution of the County of Clearfield of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania adopting a budget for the year January 1, 26 to December 31, 2026, and establishing the real estate rate for said year. Be it resolved that the budget for the County of Clearfield for the year January 1, 2026 to December 31, 2026, in the form presented at the regular meeting of the Clearfield County Commissioners on December 2nd, 2025, attached hereto as Appendix A, is approved and adopted. There are some changes. I'll let Commissioner Glass speak to those. They are mostly pass-through
Yeah,
items.
most of these are passed through. Everything on the list that's under planning is just revenue and expense that we had not allowed for. I talked to Lisa Kabalik and Jody Brennan about this. And then under intergovernmental, this is Lisa Kabalik funds for the redevelopment. Now, but I want to make it clear, this doesn't affect the bottom line because those revenues and expenses total up. Now, the changes that do affect the budget were to the good. Notice that we got an increased payment in lieu of taxes for some of our forest land. So we were able to increase revenue on the top line to $50,000. We exceeded what we know, we're trending up on our map sales from GIS, so I was able to increase revenue there, $3,000. And notice that our postage in the treasurer's office is way down, even from where we budgeted last year, so we trimmed that just a little bit more, and even though he's here, if you end up coming close to over budget, just come and talk to us, but you had plenty of room. And I think that's probably because of the dough license changes. I don't think you're mailing nearly as much as you used to.
But even with the increase in postage rates, we
Right,
have
I
seen
mean,
a drop.
It wasn't close. If it was close, I wouldn't have touched it, but it
We-
wasn't close. So, but again, if we're wrong, we can always do a budget transfer at some point down the line. But then there was one item we found where it was an expense that we didn't allow for, and this was strictly an oversight. The corner has an ongoing vehicle lease, and in the initial budget, we had forgotten to fund it. It's just one of those things, we just missed it. So, all that said, it ended up being $47,500 in reduced transfer from reserve. So it's $47,500 to the good overall. And that's it.
Okay, seeing those changes, further be it resolved that a real estate tax is hereby enacted and levied for the year beginning January 1, 2026 and ending December 31, 2026 for the general purposes at the rate of 2.5 mils on each dollar assessed of real estate valuation. In witness thereof, the Clearfield County Commissioners have duly adopted this resolution and caused it to be executed by an appropriate officer at the meeting of December 23rd, 2025.
Are you sure you read the millage right? Did you say increase or did you say total millage?
Increase of
Okay.
2.5.
Increase of 2.5.
And do I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2025, number 11?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'm gonna second it, but I do wanna make a comment. I hate raising taxes, as everyone knows. And this year in particular, at least in the more populous parts of the county, everybody's raising taxes, and that's putting a tremendous burden On the citizens, well, the citizens throughout the county, but also in particular in, as I said, the more populous areas. However, the reason I'm gonna vote for it is several-fold. One, I wanna say that I've noticed, and I wanna compliment my fellow commissioners and Controller Edwards. This year is different in the sense that several weeks ago, I presented the folks with a list of suggested cuts I thought we could make to the budget. Because I was operating on incorrect information, 99% of which fell out pretty quickly. But I do think it started a process where everyone took a serious and long, hard look at the budget, even though the savings are very small considering the total budget that we have, extremely small. An effort, I do think a sincere effort was made to cut the budget. I also know going forward, and I don't want to reveal the details because there's folks I think need to hear it from us and not read about it in the media or hear about it in the media. We are going to initiate some, we're going to start some initiatives, maybe is the best way to say it, to try to, going forward in coming years, to keep the budget down, changing some practices and some procedures, and I'm going to use the word culture, that I'll take as much responsibility for as anyone, for maybe allowing some things to happen that shouldn't. And I'll say, I do think there are further cuts could be made, not enough to any extent that we would reduce the millage. I don't want to create a wrong impression, but it's just just something that reflects my personal views as far as taxes. So, I know folks are upset with us. They will be upset with us, but I do want to say that an effort, really a sincere effort, was made this time to see if something could be done to improve a bad situation, and I think that in and of itself deserves a compliment from me. So I will be happy to second.
Okay, and
that
I
resolution.
thank you for that explanation, Commissioner Sobel, which I echo much of that, and none of us likes to raise taxes. Unfortunately, with the way the county code is structured in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, this is the only means we have to present a balanced budget. We do not cut services. Our constituents have become accustomed to the services we provide. We do run a very lean operation here, and with the cost of everything rising, we are just backed into this position where the state gets more money every year, or can borrow money or go into debt. We run a balanced budget on a yearly basis. Seeing that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, gentlemen.
I do want to give a shout out to Controller Edwards, because, I mean, he put a lot of work into this, and I think he and I worked really, really hard and well together on this.
I will echo that. Rob had a full head of hair when he started this.
Let's not overstate the situation.
There was a lot of consternation on the budget, and this was truly a group effort, and we all went over this repeatedly.
Well, and to the point where I can say with honesty, up until 15 minutes before this meeting, we were still working on it. I mean, we were
Yeah,
down to the wire trying to make sure we had.
I believe we started with a 107-page draft and worked on that, and we all went through each individual page multiple times.
Several times.
So
Yeah.
I thank everyone for their efforts.
Yeah, and I want to say to Commissioner Winter's point, one of the things I'm trying to be sensitive to is the fact that, the higher levels of government give us tasks to do and partially fund them. Not fully, but normal, the usual procedure is to partially fund them. And I would note that a lot of that funding has reduced for the coming year. And that's something that just can't be helped, unfortunately, amongst many reasons for the budget to be what it is.
Okay, and our final item on the agenda under new business is to set the meeting dates and times for 2026, which I believe you have a list of those compiled.
I
Wait.
do, hold on with me. I mean, we do, you're gonna keep them the same, I assume.
Yes.
First one, the first Tuesday is a work session, second and fourth is meetings. We do have some that conflict with holidays and election, and I have that ready for the ad to go in the paper, so.
Well,
In
let's just-
January, we'll have the
Yeah,
reorganization,
That's
so
on
we
the
won't do
reorganization
the,
is the fifth
Right.
at 10:30.
will we do a work session or no on the sixth? No work
Why
session
would
since
you
we're,
do two? I mean,
just making sure.
Yeah.
that's up to you. You guys can do whatever you
Okay.
want. I
No,
won't be
yeah.
here.
Just, I think just
I
reorganize. yeah.
advertised as
Just
such.
perfect,
Yeah.
okay.
Let's go with that then.
Okay, so we will announce those dates at our reorganizational meeting.
I'm just going through to see if there's anything,
You can set them and then she'll just put the actual dates with them that you're gonna keep the work sessions
Yeah, I
and the
have
second
that
and
ready.
fourth, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking to see if there's anything that really gets in the way.
Motion to approve what Lisa said.
What she said.
Okay.
Second?
I'll second in the dark, just making sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And Lisa, we trust.
Well,
Brave.
we're definitely not gonna have a work session on November third, I'll say that, because
Right.
that's election day.
We will announce the full list.
There weren't a lot of changes to this year.
No,
We're gonna have fall conference is gonna hit the second one in November.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we-
I think
yeah, we already-
planned for
Okay.
that.
we planned around that.
Alright. Okay. You guys
We're-
are
we're
I'll
good.
do it.
Anything from the solicitor to report
Just a
today?
very brief update, we had spoken at the prior meetings that on December tenth, we had our hearing on our redistricting proposals, from the Board of Elections. The judge did grant those, so the 4 townships are combined and the changes made with Sandy and Du Bois. Brian, the election director, has already started, with the state to get everything updated, so anybody, impacted by those changes, are gonna be getting their notices, but if there's any questions, they can always call in, but, that at least one step of that is done. We still have a couple things to finish up to get it wrapped up, but the judge did grant those petitions from the Board of Elections.
As a follow-up to that, we've already begun looking at some of the precincts, because some of the locations are gonna change, especially in Du Bois, because of the changing of the, so, we've already started to go out and look at that. We hope to have those decisions made in January. You should probably stop by and talk to Brian, because the state already asked a
Awesome.
question,
Yep.
okay? And then did you have something else?
No.
Okay, another polling change that we want to announce that the election board will take action on, Sebula, Tri-County Church has told us they no longer want to host, so we kind of jumped on that quickly. We talked to Hickory Grange. I went up and did a site survey of Hickory Grange. It's where it used to be. They renovated the property. It's got a landline, so the cell problem. Plus, I actually had cell service in the building, so it's got really, really good parking, really, really good ADA access. It's really ideal, and they really want us. So it's not official yet, and we will send this out, but the public should be aware that is, I'm 99% sure that's gonna move from the Tri-County Church to the Hickory Grange for Sebula precinct.
And they throw one heck of a breakfast, so.
Yes, the Hickory Grange,
Maybe they can coordinate the two.
we are glad to have the Hickory Grange
Yeah.
back in the fold.
But I wanna make it clear, we are not in the business of wanting to move precincts willy-nilly. We were not wanting to move it from Tri-County Church. This was
Their
put on
decision.
us. So we are reacting. But other of those to follow. And then the only other thing I have is that we were informed that finally Verizon has activated their cell service on our Coalport tower, and I was able to confirm with some Coalport residents that it's noticeable. So, better late than never, but we're happy to be able to serve those residents.
Although they'll start seeing a new phenomenon with teenagers down in Coalport that were walking around with
And
tripping over things and bumping
I
into
would-
each other.
I would be remiss if I did not thank the members of the public who did participate in the budget process. We had one person come in and meet with all 3 of us. I had an in-person meeting and a phone call. Did you other gentlemen have similar numbers?
I had two.
I'm not sure I had any. I had some conversations with some of my friends, but it was,
Okay, well,
let's just say that I think, there wasn't the participation in the budget discussion that I thought.
no, we encourage participation, we encourage conversation, and, of course, everything is open in public meetings, very transparent. And going forward, we would like to see more public participation in our entire process here. So that's my PSA for the day, and we will finish with, on behalf of myself, the Clearfield County Commissioners, we wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, into the new year, and safe travels.
Ho, ho,
Anything,
ho.
gentlemen?
Ho, ho, ho.
You need to grow a beard for next year. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Yeah, I can't.
Merry Christmas.